Okay, fine. We want to protest, right? Like, honestly, like, let's ask ourselves, like, what do you want to protest for? On a serious note, take it back. What do you want to take back? What do you really want to take back, right? Let's ask ourselves, what is the stuff that we really want to take back as Nigerians? We should stop deceiving ourselves with all this fake leadership, all in the name of I want a better Nigeria, and you're not following the right process for you to have a better Nigeria. You want to take it back, right? Let us all go back to our states. Let's protest from the state level. Let's take back our local government. Let's protest, yes. Let's take back our local government. Let us all come out from the state level and let's take back our local government. Can we do that? Okay, fine. We want to protest, right? Like, honestly, like, let's ask ourselves, like, what do you want to protest for? On serious. Okay, fine. We want to protest, right? Like, honestly, like, let's ask ourselves, like, what do you want to protest for? On a serious note, take it back. What do you want to take back? What do you really want to take back, right? Let's ask ourselves, what is the stuff that we really want to take back as Nigerians? We should stop deceiving ourselves with all this fake leadership, all in the name of I want a better Nigeria, and you're not following the right process for you to have a better Nigeria. You want to take it back, right? Let us all go back to our states. Let's protest from the state level. Let's take back our local government. Let's protest, yes. Let's take back our local government. Let us all come out from the state level and let's take back our local government. Can we do that? Can we follow up through to make sure that our local government are fully independent, financially independent, electoral independent, so that we can have good leaders from the local government who are the representative of the people, the true reflection of the people. When we have that, then we can have people who can look into the State House of Assembly and checkmate what is going on there, and look into the governance of the state and checkmate what is going on. We should stop deceiving ourselves in the name of, I want to protest for bad economic, the president that, the president this, the president that. What do you want to take back? Let's take back the local government. If we really want to protest, let's take it back. Come on, Shoere, you're better than this. This is nonsense. For all of you who want to distract people for the necessary things, for the important things, think twice. Let's take back the local government.
You heard?
No, their economies are not crashing. Their markets are reacting. No, their economies are not crashing. Their markets are reacting to a dramatic change in the global order in terms of trade. And so what happens is pretty straightforward. If you're a company and you make a bunch of your products in China, and all of a sudden shareholders or people that play the stock market realize that it's going to cost a lot more to produce in China, your stock is going to go down. But ultimately, the markets, as long as they know what the rules are going to be moving forward, and as long as that's set and you can sustain where you're going to be, the markets will adjust. Businesses around the world, including in trade and global trade, they just need to know what the rules are. Once they know what the rules are, they will adjust to those rules. So I don't think it's fair to say economies are crashing. Markets are crashing because markets are based on the stock value of companies who today are embedded in modes of production that are bad for the United States. We have to be a country that thinks we're the largest consumer market in the world, and yet the only thing we export is services. And we need to stop that. We need to get back to a time where we're a country that can make things, and to do that, we have to reset the global order of trade.
The other part of my question.
Well, the worst thing is to leave it the way it is forever. I mean, just can't continue. We can't continue to be a country that doesn't make things. We have to be able to make things to provide jobs for Americans. That's it. It's that simple. Where you're going to be, the markets will adjust. Businesses around the world, including in trade and global trade, they just need to know what the rules are. Once they know what the rules are, they will adjust to those rules. So I don't think it's fair to say economies are crashing. Markets are crashing because markets are based on the stock value of companies who today are embedded in modes of production that are bad for the United States. We have to be a country that thinks we're the largest consumer market in the world, and yet the only thing we export is services. And we need to stop that. We need to get back to a time where we're a country that can make things, and to do that, we have to reset the global order of trade.
The other part of my question.
Well, the worst thing is to leave it the way it is forever. I mean, just can't continue. We can't continue to be a country that doesn't make things. We have to be able to make things to provide jobs for Americans. That's it. It's that simple. China, as an example, I mean, it's outrageous. I mean, they don't consume anything. All they do is export and flood and distort markets, in addition to all the tariffs and barriers they put in place. So the president rightly has concluded that the current status of global trade is bad for America and good for a bunch of other people, and he's going to reset it, and he's absolutely right to do it.
Mel or Kilompe. Who is Jesus? Huh? Danny Jesus, you. That is loving me without my permission. This thing is still. Yeah. Where is Mark? Mark be my Mark understand. And be my and be my technical advisor. Be here with me. Hmm. Hmm. uh, I know you'll be here knocking. Yeah. Stop that. Mark, wait. I'm getting an interesting trying to figure this thing out. I'm not getting I don't know why it's giving me this kind of setting. Not what I want. I did something. Um, right. See, nah. I say great minds think alike. And German, I cited you. Nigeria is back. Ah, don't worry. They can't. They can't. Oh, say now what they call her? Where they come? Where you come blow? uh, we are still trying to understand it. The background colors. I know. I seriously don't understand. What I'm getting. What I'm giving you guys in terms of video and image. I don't know. I try. I don't get it, man. It's not cool. You get it. You get it. This is what I'm trying. Exactly what I'm trying to do. Um. It. I want. So. I think. I need a change of. I need a change of. Hmm.
Their economies are not crashing. The markets are reacting. No, their economies are not crashing. Their markets are reacting to a dramatic change in the global order in terms of trade. And so what happens is pretty straightforward. If you're a company and you make a bunch of your products in China, and all of a sudden shareholders or people that play the stock market realize that it's going to cost a lot more to produce in China, your stock is going to go down. But ultimately, the markets, as long as they know what the rules are going to be moving forward, and as long as that's set and you can sustain where you're going to be, the markets will adjust. Businesses around the world, including in trade and global trade, they just need to know what the rules are. Once they know what the rules are, they will adjust to those rules. So I don't think it's fair to say economies are crashing. Markets are crashing because markets are based on the stock value of companies who today are embedded in modes of production that are bad for the United States. We have to be a country that think we're the largest consumer market in the world, and yet the only thing we export is services. And we need to stop that. We need to get back to a time where we're a country that can make things, and to do that we have to reset the global order of trade.
The other part of my question.
Well, the worst thing is to leave it the way it is forever. I mean, this just can't continue. We can't continue to be a country that doesn't make things. We have to be able to make things to provide jobs for Americans. That's it. We have to be able to make things to provide jobs for Americans. That's it. It's that simple. China, as an example, I mean, it's outrageous. I mean, they don't consume anything. All they do is export and flood and distort markets, in addition to all the tariffs and barriers they put in place. So the president rightly has concluded that the current status of global trade is bad for America and good for a bunch of other people, and he's going to reset it, and he's absolutely right to do it.
I think I'm in charge now. Shame on me. Sir War. And War. Sir War. Wow. Kind of like the name though. Sir War. Whatever inspired that. Am you be? Oh yes, you done it. But it seems you blew your image. It's changed the blue color background. I don't understand you again. Oh. Which one you are speaking grammar, changing image, changing background, kilo jembe. Kilo jembe. Anyway, welcome to Honor Politics. How have you subscribed? Have you liked it? Have you shared? You gotta do that if you haven't, or else you'll be penalized. Finally, yes, you are indeed in charge. This small uh, developer way then just push it together with give me never reach that level now. The one I bomb begin consult my AI to see what I'm doing wrong. Talking about AI, there is a saying, I've been a quote, I would say by Naval that says, if you are if you are trained to do it, if you are trained to do your job, machine can only be trained to do it better. In other words, if whatever that you are doing right now, that you call a job, a career, that literally somebody had to train you, coach you, in order for you to be able to do that job or be in that position, your time is up. Time's up. Time, your is up. Or your time is not up. You are still going to be in the position, still going to be in the job, but you will more will be required of you, and less will be given to you. Why? Because there's an alternative out there that can do it better. You either take it or you fuck off. That's the point. Now, for you to actually understand, everybody they complain that you know, shout out to Dr. Damage's 90 minutes Africa. Everybody they complain. We will lose job. We are going to lose a job. There's protest everywhere in America about people who are losing their job, being fired, being retired, whatever the case may be. There is over. That's the talk of the town. Losing job, losing protest here and there. Some people say 6 million job they no occupy and whatever that he thinks that is going on. It is real. It reminds me of I think it was 1789 when a machine called cottagen was invented. That machine, I mean, that period, what is invoking that period? Now farming now, cotton. Cotton was the what? Data. The data that we are today. That we are. I know that's not a miss of I didn't miss my word there. The data that we are today used to be the cotton. We used to be the cotton. Now we are not the slave that is doing the job. Oh no, we be cotton. We are the product at that time, but at the same time, the laborer. So when cottagen, the machine was invented, the sole purpose of that machine was to separate seed and debris and you whatnot, all those yama yama, all those dirty them, separate them. If you're a farmer, you know what I'm talking about. Even though if you never farm cotton before, but when you begin, you're in the process of harvesting. There's a process of separation which called sorting. Whatever however that you frame it, you are right. So that singular invention changed the game. Changed the game. Pretty much that is the first step of what? Industrializing. That is the first step of what is warehousing, classroom, you whatever. That's just put that into perspective. So now instead of having men and women, old and young, sitting down and separating cotton, they separate dirty from good and bad and all that. There's a machine that do that better than you. Now, what that introduce is not unemployment, right? Of course, a lot of people should have lost their job because there's a new game in town. No, instead, it accelerates what the men on the field. Because now the second phase, after you cultivate, come out down from farm, the next stage is the sorting before it goes into the next episode. So what means now this second phase, they don't automate them with that machine with that. So production, so in other words, more is expected than you on the field. Hence, they don't accelerate the shifting of shipping of Africans to come and when you talk about transatlantic slavery and all that. So what that machine did was to accelerate slavery pretty much because now something need to catch up. Now I'm giving his background, right? Because guess what? That not necessarily lead to losing job, but instead accelerate the. So fast forward to today. Now we have machine that do the manual labor of us, right? The digging, the excavating, the mining, the dirty ones that we used to do, right? If you really want to others, if people know they live for America, right? Don't know live for America. Who who because if you dey live for America and you are as crazy as I am, if you move around some places, get some states, some counties, some villages where you go, you will feel am. Just the temperature, you will feel say, okay, this thing that I'm describing, the idea of slavery actually taking place. But if you are not in a position to actually experience that, if you're there outside, you like to read, you go read uh, Panama Canal, the building of Panama Canal, how the French try, fail before the Americans take over, the Suez Canal, read the construction, the building of those artificial passage of ship. You go understand when Donald Trump they say, "Oh, we lost 30,000 workers." As they say, those workers, where they carry them from? They are slaves that were shipped from Nigeria, your village. Those we know those shift to America and pretty much all the islands. Because when they were building Panama Canal, the terrain, people they die. You know, go make them safe. If you go, the probability of you coming back is they. So now they gather the same slave around the Caribbean island. They build those a canal that that eventually changed the game, made America what it is today, and it's still going to change the game for tomorrow. So anyway, I gotta continue. Just like a few years ago, when self-service checkout was introduced into our big stores and banks, it did not affect the labor force, but human will still be needed. Now, the point here is that human will be needed, yes. Your labor will be increased, but does that increase anything about? Does that give you more better life or anything? That's the point. the more machine they invented to help you, the more it enslave you more, the more. Now just hold on, you get a. I like where you are with this though. You get where I'm going. Oh, so and bring people more to slavery, right? Within the slave people. Of course, as the manual labor they turn to industrialization, automation, and all that, as I said previously in my previous episode, they don't need your muscle again. They need your what? Your brain. So hence the education we are getting, right? Our curriculum is literally to train us to be obedient along the factory system, factory line. Alright, man. Person no answer call, you free and first. Um Now, fast forward to today, right? Now our ancestors were uh, used to do the manual, extractive and what have you. We, the offspring of our ancestors, we are the inheritance of what? The factory line processing. They bring us come inside factory, inside classroom. All they did was just take us from away from the open field to a shelter into a cover place. It doesn't matter if you're working as a doctor, a lawyer, whatever it is, right? Now, before when that process was moving to industrial space and all that, now manual labors that then be the victim in a way. He said that you are toughing up to produce before because in our human see dey between the sorting of debt and all that. The process kind of slow, right? So if you are producing, let's say, 2 bags a day at that time, now that the cutting gym machine has come into place, that second phase has accelerated. You are now expected to do what? To do three, to produce 3 bag or 4 bag. So in that process, if you know strong enough, God help you out. Right? Go do any other small thing. Now, why people will argue today? I mean, even the processor. If you go read the debate between the north and south slave owners as industrialists and what like the whole process of freeing the slave. If you go read the argument, you go shock. People are actually saying that, right? If you rent a car, if you literally rent a car, or if you buy a car, which one you go take care of first? In other words, we where they work now, where they pay us, and those people where they work before, where they know they pay them, who has a better life? Don't forget, they are being because this is I'm arguing, and I'm literally making the argument of both sides. As at that time, that they give them free housing, free food, free clothes, right? In other words, today they give you the money to go buy house, food, and clothes. There's no difference. Now, fast forward to what the likes of AI, quantum computing, biotechnology, and whatever every invention that is coming to play today that is going to augment our workspace and everything, that will accelerate everything as we speak, that which is at the center of Chinese and America Cold War. What would that be? Let me give you. Let me give you. Let me give you the better version of useless generation, which I will explain that. Another version is that just to go and read the World Economic Forum agenda, that's agenda and their mission and everything. right? As at 3 years ago, the headline then was, "You will own nothing and be happy." You will own nothing and be happy. Now, just slow down a little bit. Take it back to the plantation days. They don't have anything. Of course, they are not happy. Happiness was missing because you are forced to work all your life and nothing to show for it other than they house you and feed you and clothe you. That again, we can debate that, right? Now, today, right? Today, we are doing the same work, but we are, I don't know if you are happy or not because they give you the money, you buy those things that were given to you for free. Now, since you they complain too much, they are not trying to tell you, no worry, you know, go no work safe. You will not work, but you will own nothing and you will be happy. Isn't that wonderful? This process it this way. Back in the days of plantation, you don't own anything, you are working and you are not happy, right? But shelter, food, and clothing is not an issue, and whatever it is that they needed in between. Fast forward to the industrial age during our time and our father time, our time, right? We work, we own something. Depends on how you if that's your own version of being successful, progress, on whatever it is, house, car, material shit, right? We own something. The happiness is now in debate. Everybody complain. I work too much. And some people get too much. Some people don't get enough. Back in the before now, there's nothing like you no get at all. But now, some people get, some people no get. We work too much, we no get time. Whatever, however you find yourself. But guess what? The words that we are going to finally embrace and is that you no go work, you no go get anything, but you will be happy. That is if you live in the developed world now. Let's put a context to it, right? If you live in a developed world, a few people, those people they complain about stock exchange is down now, they cry. These are just 10% of the population, right? They will own everything. They can afford to subsidize everything for you for free. If you need to go from here to your girlfriend house, ta, automobile go carry you go there. If they know what make you go you know go now. I might be a little bit on the extreme side, but just to push your point home. If you live in the Western world, if you live in the developed world, just like those that live in Europe, a couple of years ago, that they enjoy. 80% of Europeans were on vacation in 2023. Why about where the same percentage of America were on full stamp? So it will change. Okay, we'll talk about that. Now, if you live in a place like America, right? You not go get problem, right? You be, but you don't own anything. Now we the third world countries, Nigeria, we will just dey produce like termite. We are not going to be in a position to be able to subsidize things for people to not be happy. We no go work. Trust me, majority no go work, right? That means we no go get anything. Now that happiness and that problem will come day because you go chop before you go be happy. You able to be you go fit go from point A to B before you go there happy. Hence the useless generation, right? The work is not there for us to do, not because we can't do it, because it's not even there. You're competing with a subhuman, superhuman, a human that have a chip in his or her head, or an extremely educated genius, or of course the automated machine. So majority of the people are going to be jobless, useless to themselves, but useless to the society. Hence the useless generation. So if they complain, say your job now, just as I said, if they train you to get that job, to do that job, you are on your way out. They will train a machine to come and do it. Now, if I'm painting an alarming future situation. It's not going to, just like today. How many put it to Nigeria? How many Nigerians are educated, right? If you are talking about it, how many of us get work, right? So few will be, just like Mark was talking about the banks and the tailor. They don't lose job. How many people they bank they work, right? How many of us? Now let me go back to your this thing. Come here. I know say you follow well. It's basically it's basically more funds to this company. It's actually vast conversation. It has its own pros and cons depending on the sector. No, my brother, tell me one sector that is not going to be impacted with which sector? Which sector? Anything that can be chipped can be automated. Human beings are being chipped as we speak because that is the whole mystery about Elon Musk. Attention was for some kind of reason, man. This are the planners of America. One day we'll read about today. For a reason, we're able to draw everybody's attention to Doge. Even the protest was about Doge must go, Elon must go. Like, you don't give Elon Musk joy to make it go where? Which job? But for some reason, attention was on Tesla. But what make Elon Musk a special human being in today's world, if I have to use that word to describe how unique and how ahead he is, ahead of his competitor, is that Neuralink. The fact that medias are not even talking about it as much as they should even make everybody be suspicious. Neuralink, where chips will be inserted in human, right? Now, what people don't understand is that, Mark, make I use you, make I use you as example, right? Let me assume that you are still in your 20s. Maybe you just married or you never married. Let's put it that way. Tomorrow, if you have kids, do you know what your dilemma will be? You will be in between deciding to send your kids to the best school that you can afford. And we all know the reason why they're the best school, but so that they can compete with their mates, whatever that means. Or should you chip your kids so that you'll be able to compete? That's what, so that's what Elon Musk is all about. That is what Elon Musk is all about. So the fact that the noise is about Doge and things that, which is normal. I mean, every company they do auditing, which is pretty much what they are doing. But for the fact that they politicize this, they make it means there is a bigger things at play, and which is about with time, everything will be clearer. With time, everything will be clearer. That's where the robotic aspect of his foresight, even going to Marx, now distraction. The other ones are just distraction, but the focus is what the Neuralink matching, which is pretty much bio technology, that merging machine with human, and the success of that is something we are not ready for. You understand? So just like today, right? If you pay attention to the left, to the Democrat, right? You pay attention to the intellectuals, and some of my favorite authors, pretty much Democrat anyway, likes of Noam Chomsky, uh, Harari. If you pay attention to that space, Stephen Pinker and all that. Stephen Pinker, to be precise, wrote a book about enlightenment now. When you read that book, you will think the world, like the world. As we have it, every Tom, Dick, and Harry on this planet is living their best life. They're going to tell you, say, because, oh, if you go to Africa now, everybody have an iPhone. It's like, so for that reason, the world, so of course, the world that we are trying to paint here today, because everybody, some people will benefit from it, but we are talking about the numbers that will benefit from that, right? But again, in terms of the Nigerian context, whereby the population is at the rate where the population is increasing, is like you say in both speed, right? By the year 2050, we are supposed to be the third largest nation on the planet, looking at what 400 to 500 million people. So how the fuck do you deal with that population where you don't feed yourself, you don't clothe yourself, you don't do nothing for yourself? Because another thing I would like to we'll talk about here again, Mark, one day is this idea when I don't say we are not free, we are not free. People can't seem to understand what it means. You just need to understand when I talk to America, the experiment, whatever the America is planning is to govern the whole planet Earth. Not literally, not physically, right? The number one goal of America in foreign policy is that your resources, in this case, Nigeria resources, the primary beneficiary should be the American business corporations in that space. They are the primary beneficiary first before your people. That's the law. You know if you change them. If you won't go against that one, you go collect. That's why hardly you see anywhere nationalism is rising. They'll do everything to destroy them. Go and read about Vietnam. So when I they try argue with Dr. Emmanuel about how successful America has been in terms of fighting war, they say, "Oh, America never win any war." That's because you don't know the reason why they go into that war in the first place. The reason to go into Vietnam is not to is to make sure there's never national economy or political movement. That's it. That's why it doesn't matter if you are a dictator. So far you carry out this simple principle. Your resources of the resources of your country should benefit the American investor there first before any other person. If you adhere to this principle, you will govern successfully. It doesn't matter if you're a dictator, if you're whoever you are. So that is the point of me. We not be say we are not free. Once you are not in control of your resources for the benefit of people, then what else again? Then God can bless us with men who are self-centered and greedy. So the little one that is after the first beneficiary, which is the American corporation, take the little one they left for us, some few individuals can't serve them again. See where we are? So accounting, medicine, professional, etc., even making mid-level and above, all could name a few. What are those ones? So those ones, nothing will happen to them. Is that what you are saying? All these ones that you mentioned, nothing will happen to them. Make a accounting, nothing will happen. If you are, oh my God. Let me be sure that that's what you're talking about. So accounting, medical profession, etc., they will not be affected. Ben Johnson rather, Ben Johnson is slow. Nah. I understand that Ben Johnson, we don't use that for a long time because he's been there for a long time before Usain Bolt comes. So I get it. But you gotta put the fastest man on the planet. You want to make it. Well, as I get it, your point. How you go say accounting? Accounting don't the whole accounting self don't go now. That means when I say the whole accounting, whatever role you are playing as an accountant, corporate accountant, whatever, like are you gone? What are you talking about? This AI revolution that is coming, now blue collar job here affect pass. So I go away the street. God don't bless am. You don't know. I go for say God don't bless her. Has more hope than you with your PhD as an accountant, as an economist, whatever. You are gone. Like when I say you never understand what is here, not even what is coming. This is his time where blue. The last revolution, the revolution, kick out the manual workers, right? Factory workers pretty much go out. Now those one where they wear three-piece suits. Unless you know how to talk story, you have to learn how to be human again for you to actually stand out. You either have a special talent, your ability to program is off the chain. Oh my brother, is over. You have nothing and just be happy. That's it. We are talking of seriously. We are talking of the whole medical line. It's pretty much 90% all gone. Area boss bless abeg, no kill me. No, they tell you the in the world of AI, area boy get level, get hope. For area boy do that because wahala for street, put camera on himself and people go they watch him. And what? Because that's where the likes of the cloud allies, the cloud capitalists are fucking are going to be the next masters of mankind. Because what they don't need your music, they don't need your attention. You'll constantly be online. That's where that's why I say now you be the data now. So are you living an interesting life? Because now your lifestyle will pay you more than whatever you think you are going to study. You say you are in trouble. Now this now the second phase of recolonization with Kwame Nkrumah talked about. This is happening right now. Yes, you are in trouble. You're talking about trouble. I don't know, but trouble says an understatement. Trouble is an understatement because once you conclude that you are useless, nobody needs to convince you. You could tell because you can't do anything per se. Then how useful are you to the society? Nobody give a fuck about you. So your lifestyle, your lifestyle, I go pave way for you tomorrow. However interesting that is, ability for you to tell story. You know that they always talk and we human being are to storyteller. In other words, you have to. They are forcing us to go back to where life used to be during the hunters and gatherers, where there are nothing like jobs, right? Nothing like job, nothing like material wealth. That's exactly where they are asking humankind to go to. Can you survive that? Of course. So, how interesting you live. In other words, you are not you live the way God make you. Because the world that we have today is molded, as in like program them, then educate us in certain way. That's all of us they reason and think the same way. And anybody who is not thinking along the majority, they see that person as a mad person, as if you know get sense. But in real sense, everybody is different, right? So how different are you and how interesting are you? Can you relate? Now the organic relationship between human being is what will pave way for you. Unfortunately, because we are going to a world by we are going moving into the world of singularity. Everything pretty much will be one. That means everybody one on one. That's why the idea of gathering, the idea of protest, they are cracking on it every day. They want you to stay in your house with your phone, right? Whatever you want comes to you. They don't even want me to go outside, go play again. It's a taboo. So before you know, you don't know what me. I do construction, right? I do my line of construction now. I don't know if you live in America or any developer or where you say if they build if you are raising any structure, you have to have parking space, right? So those line, the parking space, those land that you drive around the way, those stop sign, or so now waiting that they do with that now. In America, every state you go or every county, especially Texas, the rules are different. The amount of parking space you need to have for X amount of building, the handicap space, how it should look and how it should be, the measurement and all those crap. Now they don't lose the rules. Now you can build an apartment that has 1,000 that is expected to have 1,000 tenants. You can decide to put just 10 parking lots. Before they go tell you might have to have like 1,300. But now I see people there. Now what does that mean? the lesser parking space you have, that means, plus the discouragement of you not driving, go to New York. To drive now luxury. Not to own a car or to even drive is a luxury. So they are facing us this driving, paving a way automatic vehicle. Automatic vehicle no need parking to come drop you and move. So gradually they shrink a lot of things that we take advantage of now as luxury. They are shrinking it for us. So everything is coming into under our singularity, pretty much. Say, but I understand your logic, but in my opinion, you are overflogging it. No, I am not overflogging it. You know why you see am like that? Because you live in a developed world, right? In other words, the changing that came with industrialization, we are part of the beneficiaries. Think about those who are in the rural community who don't even advantage of having this form of communication that we are having today. Those are the victims. They are the majority. You understand? They are the majority. So if you say I'm overflogging it, that means I'm actually speaking for the minority. No. The victim of industrialization are the majority. We will not fool ourselves. How many of us will ever own or drive a car in our lifetime compared to those that will never do it? How many of people will go have phone till phone come go? So if you look at it from a narrow, if you live in a big city, if you live in industrial life, of course you will think yes, the world, the life has never been this better. But no, life now very few of us, now very few. When I mean few of us, now very few of us live in a big city that for us to take advantage of what industrialization actually had to offer in 100%. So the same thing going forward. Of course, people are going to live their best life. People are going to be living longer, more healthier, more wealthy. I mean, we are going to have $1 trillion wealth within our lifetime, right? Those are there. I'm not saying it's a good thing. You can port yourself from here to Nigeria maybe within 2 to 3, 4 hours, whatever it is that the world is going to be bringing to us, right? People are, of course, but compared to the majority that will be left out of this whole development, that's where my focus is. So if you see me, they use extreme examples, it is because of those people, right? When I use the example of a man and a dog in a factory that's supposed to house about 100 people, of course, that's on the extreme side. But the truth is that a factory of 100 people of yesterday, if you build that for Lagos tomorrow, it can only house like 10 to 20 people. Those 10 to 20 people, their life will be, maybe they'll pay them well, right? There's going to be what they call universal income. That's another subject that we'll talk about, right? They'll pay those 10 people well, they'll be living well, but at the detriment of how many? So that's the point. That's why they use those kind of extreme example, because the truth is that the majority are the receiving end. Who has to go sleep? If you don't yarn area boys go they groove fast. Even today when me and you dey so. Today when me and you dey so, you get level reach my or the people who they call Agbero now. Because let me use the known people that the society are regarding them as Agbero, right? Unsi Oluomo them. My guy for Benin, what's that they call him? Kilo Kwensi. Najama, where you dey? You get level reach them. Those guys get direct call to the president. You will go Harvard, go study political philosophy. No, that person who says that go study computer engineering. Go study. You don't have direct access to the president. So the world of AI, you cannot. Programmers are gone already as we speak. Anytime I use that phrase, gone. Dr. Damage always get problem with that. I should say. Programmers are they move one ninja guy 2 days ago, right? Now the conversation with me and the game be that is they all his colleague for Canada. You know, say Texas, everything in Texas is big. Tony Kabaka get direct access to Tunugu, you know get. And the programmer, he say for say for Texas, everything is big. Anybody where they move from anywhere they come Texas, they always now the house, they always be their number one, they always they big unnecessarily and cheap. Nice at the same time. So the guy was not comparing himself with his friends in Canada. I said those guys they live in tiny house. Job no good day for them again. These are programmers. So I know you talk about Agbero. That's the deal that you are going to be dealing with. Now, okay, make I even use my 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 adventure as an example to you, right? These days, for the past almost 2 years, I 100% rely on gigs work, right? I mean, I go online, put my bid out there, or I look for whatever that is related to what I do. Then when I dey do am full time, I go like every morning as I dey here, so na suppose dey I dey job, I dey work Monday to Friday. Financially, financially, I'm not better off then than now. But what I have now is time. That money sef no fit buy am. Just as I dey here now, dey make noise, right? Maybe later on I go just go online, see the same gig, go do am 2-3 hours, pretty much make 75 to 90% of what I will make if I go be full time. So it is not deliberate that things like that is happening in America, right? Which reminds me of the point I've been driving about this tariff law and what American is doing today. People they say, oh, things cannot change. The success that the Chinese and everybody is. The question people are not asking, who is responsible for those success? The American planners, are they stupid when they watch when they watch China, they grow 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years? Do you think they are stupid? They don't know what they do. They allow you because they are responsible. Now then get the network will bring those words to you. All they need to just cut all those networks. If they make it difficult for you to access every major market on the planet, you never finish. They know their game. So and again, another thing again, as all these changes they happen, no, we are not talking about the politician. Are they going to remain relevant forever? Hell no. Hell no. Even now, are they relevant? When people go say, oh, this person is a clown, that person is a drug dealer, that person is a this, that I'm talking about the leaders now. Waiting that tells you, and overnight, the cloud allies have become the overland, and more relevant, more powerful. Elon Musk them and the rest. So, in other words, the tech guys will be the next political leaders we have. There's a phrase called technocracy. I used that phrase for the very first time. Mark Zuckerberg take me out for Facebook for 30 days. These are the heat of the pandemic. Technocracy. I was talking about uh, uh, techno religion, right? People these days. So all these things again, we might not we might not really see all these things in full display in our lifetime. Many years we still get to live, right? But that's our future. Again, this is not going to be it could be the future of New York. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the future of Ekpoma. But the future of Lagos that's it. Lagos, Abuja, that I guarantee. Maybe Abuja, I don't know, because Abuja, I don't know where it go. Because the way the country they go now, Abuja will be split. Either I go north or go south. I don't know. But Lagos is sure going to be like that. One thing in life is constant is change. I like that. So that's why I dey look people where they cry. Say, oh, the tariff, America, like, it's changing, bro. It's change. It is change is happening. Instead of you to they cry, pay attention, because that change will touch everybody. That's why I say that change carry you follow. It go happen, it go touch everybody. As you say, I like that. And this constant is change. And the change is happening. No be mistake. Wetin dey happen, no be mistake. But most change, no, most of the change that is happening within our new current organized society, we are responsible. We humans. That's what I mean. Directly or indirectly. You miss Yanabi, you got kicked out of. No, I just know. Again, that's why they always call George Berlusconi. I think it was the French Berlusconi that actually made a tweet that incorporated that technology, because it just fits in exactly what is happening, right? We feel that because people get short memory during the pandemic, things that actually happened at that time. They can't force, they can't, as in, most of these things were introduced during that period. Most Nyash open too. He exposed Americans to the logistical deficit. That's why I say, I try to talk on Dr. Lami's that is, if war starts today, China will win, because the ability for America to the chunk out what is there, they will be wasting the front word. It's not there, which is the industrial mate, and that's what they are trying to build back before they face kinetic war. If that will happen at all. So all these things. Then the pandemic also exposed. It also exposed the fraction within the Chinese leadership and the society at large. So all these things, it actually, if you pay attention that time, you see everything that happened. So it was that word, because again, if you read now during that, leading to that, I just finished reading Sapien. I think for the second time, night that pandemic ended. So everything was just like, it's like it's like all I need to do is just go carry this book, read the chapter, I'll come and watch how the world did. I say, oh shit. So it's like everything was plain now. So when I see that tweet and it goes with that technocracy, I was like, hell the fucking yeah, this is it. I think all I did was just to, I just rephrase them in a way, rephrase what is in my book, I put on there. And that was the end. I was like, holy shit. Now I know say okay, I'm not crazy, right? I just want to say, okay, I ain't crazy. Something, my mind is actually in the right place. Just like when all these shooting, they gone for America, right? The protests, they burn everywhere. I was actually I talked about like 2 years period on one podcast. It was start was school. So, you know, all these things they happen already before our own very eye. Just like it never touch us. No, and that thing never make me. He just put bad taste of Facebook. Up to today, I know they are very sensitive too. So, and I understand. And again, that time when I dey tell people say come, things that I'm noticing there, people go to say I dey craze. Now when Max Zuckerberg come and confess, right, the fucking ass long letter, how the Biden administration use them, CIA them use them to they block people to they do the videos. Like shit, I ain't stupid. All the Commonwealth countries, including our beloved motherland in London, TD tariff, duties. On front burner, motherland might turn out to be dumping ground. We do not have an this guy. If they turn Nigeria to dumping ground, safe. How might be that now? Dumping ground means because that means we have the capacity, we have the buying power. Our purchasing power parity high be that. That means we feel the buy am. Of course, maybe few percentage of the population will be extremely wealthy. So of course they will be done for those people. No, we go. I don't know. I know. I can't. I never fit imagine wetin Nigeria go be. Go the population, the major population go they engage on at that time. I have no idea. Just like when I first read that book, the question that hit me then was, what kind of job will be available by the year 2030? I couldn't come up with any answer. Even up to today. In other words, what do you want to go study for school? See, this idea of comparative cost advantage, all these ones now waiting they take Bubu was for school. There's nothing like that, oh. We can tell you there's nothing like that. Maybe that's the wrong way to put it. Your corporate just not see your our well, I like the fact that we have not fully utilized it. We have not educated our people. See, when people they talk of China, always be the first country to come to mind. People they carry job go China because China the labor cost is there. What people are not saying is that these Chinese are extremely educated. They were like pretty much educated for that purpose. So if they see 100 engineer, like literally a computer engineer for America, you go see like 1 million for China. Our population are not educated to take advantage of anything, even though if you bring factories come. So when people talk of comparative advantage, when semiconductor TMC moved to Taiwan, which comparative advantage they get in the 70s? None. What happened is that once they build that company there, any of their manager or anybody who's leaving the company to go set up his own, the company will invest financially on that person. So we are not to say we have to educate the population, which is what I was saying. Being useless. As we don't feel our Nigeria, we are just a number. They say, oh, Nigerians are smart, Nigeria are this. Make them know they boo boo you. The population has not been empowered. Why IT companies they move to go India? Did you ever ask yourself that question? Yeah, and that's what I say. You say I like when you end up with we have not utilized it. I see that. It is to our advantage. It is our advantage if we are ready. Preparing now, luck now, advantage, preparation, meeting opportunity. We are not being prepared to take advantage of anything. The reason why India end up sucking all the IT companies in the world and whatever you think of, because they replicate MIT that we have in America, the almighty MIT. They pretty much just a replica of that in India. So hence, even if America they chalk out specialists, 100 specialists in IT every year, then they bring out like 200, 300 every year. They never educate us. They say we want to take advantage of our population. No, we are not ready. China invested heavily, culturally. I mean, yes, I don't know. I don't think it's even a good example for us to be using. The Chinese, they worked on to achieve that the status of when we always use as a comparative advantage, which is what the United States did in the first place at the initial stage, using slavery, free labor. That's exactly what Chinese did. Just they ground their citizen culturally and academically. They are very loyal and they are very educated. You can't get better than that. You cannot say that about Nigerians. You can't say that. We are culturally, we are everywhere. We are everywhere. We are just there anyhow. Academically, God help us. So what is happening to Nigeria is that if one person do something, they go amplify am. Say nah, just at the top of America here. Nigerians are the most educated immigrants in America. Bullshit. They always best me. Anytime I hear those people, they're like, people that shut up. Show me an evidence that what you are saying is true. Hey, we'll fight life for life. Okay. Oh. You know, I don't know the fight where they talk, but I mean, literally. East Africa today are in a better position to take advantage of what Chinese are. Because the Chinese is actually living low skill labor. Yeah, they shipped them out, right? All you need to do again, now to begin, go study why Trump picks on specific country, right? If you remember, when China started to move to the high skill labor, the low skill labor they begin shipping out. That's why the Vietnam of today, everybody talking about Vietnam they progress. When everybody talking about when our brother Obigo, they use all these stupid country as an example. Now Chinese ship their low factory labor go there. But guess what? That is why Trump implement universal tariff. Anywhere Chinese footprint dey, they go get them. Even those island where be say now only penguin they inside. There's a reason why they do it. They said now the whole planet. You know that they talk am before. Say their goal is to govern the whole planet. People they say are just the smoke igbo. They want staffing China. Say anywhere they stretch, there's a sword waiting for them. That's exactly what this game is about. So we are not ready. Why do you compare China with motherland? No, no, no. Now waiting some you know say don't be you. People they always say, because of our population, right? Right. Say in terms of our own region and our numbers, right? And China and their numbers. The reason why work they go China every time it is because of their population. Cheap labor, cheap labor, cheap labor, their population. But I'll tell you that their population are very culturally grounded and very well educated compared to us. But this is because they speak grammar, we are educated. Let them bring one factory, come and start to the couple things. After you will know say you will need to train people, train them before they could even do repetition, common repetition for inside factory line. But again, with the coming of automation, the level of people that will be able to be employed will be reduced because now you have other things to augment the human force. In other words, the only place where the human will dominate now, what's what I say relationship, ability for you to be human again, how to tell an interesting story. That's the only way. Now, Nigerians, you can go say Nigeria, we are interesting people. Our character is off the chain. Yeah, but how many of us go fit be the display character? How many? Vietnam, Cambodia, etc. have cheap labor. Check some of your clothing. This guy, you never see the understand what they talk. So, never the same thing with they talk now. You are not asking yourself why do they have that cheap labor? Cheap, they were educated in that that particular population was educated in that. No, busy education. No, mean say all of them go unilag graduate. No, And again, which is what I say, they are prepared. They're not. Nobody go carry a factory can't give proof for where you have to spend extra amount of labor to train before they even start. Your government have to meet the people halfway, educate them and that regard. They say, come, I don't know what it is though. Now Chinese, that's why I said high skill labor and low skill labor. Now the low skill labor, now they go all this country. Someday Uganda now. Uganda is one of these countries you should put in that list. Not just Vietnam and Cambodia. Uganda, Kenya, as we speak, because they educate that section of the population for what they expect. I know, I've been Nigerian. I know that they talk. We are not, our population are not trained towards those kind of cheap labor that you are talking about. No be to just bring factory, say, oh, I go there, go work for it. No, it's a special skill. Does that mean we cannot train to do it? They can, but we are not doing it, which is my point. The government is not doing any preparing the citizen for that kind of opportunity. That is because they don't send you. They are not bringing anything for to come and be produced in Nigeria. After all, those are the man saying they send Imo youth go China, Germany. Instead of him to spend that money, educate them in Imo, and ask the company to come and bring their factories there. They do it the other way around. We they come out, but nothing is coming back. So when are they argue that, when are they all, I am against that phrase, in Nigerians are the most educated in America and the US. There's nothing to show for it. It's either here in the US or in Nigeria. How many American companies run come Nigeria because of our educational influence here? How many community we Nigerians, educated or not, they build here in America? Nothing. So rhetoric for me, I take out for what it is. So if you jobs going to Cambodia and Vietnam and the rest, why? Why? So our government, our leaders don't think like the way what we are talking about here. My brother, you understand? Educate when we get okay. I don't know if you feel remember when all those small they say factory in Nigeria at that time. What was in vogue? Our polytechnics can be compared to anyone in the world. The Auchi Polytechnic, the Yaba College of Education. What's the bonus for? Polymath, especially for the polymath, things that literally can take them straight to go and manage all those factories, clothing and all those kind of things. But today, all of us we read communication, we read bullshit. It is cheap labor if the reward for their labor is enough to take care of their needs, like housing, food, clothing, transportation. That's where the government come in, right? Exactly. Transportation. So now I want to go build factory for Nigeria. I'll come and say, come on. How I go take the transport? I have to go to build the road where go lead to the place. The people go. Just the housing and all that. So those are the things that the government will have to do. Right? You will not say, okay, we are ready to take advantage of whatever that is going to be coming out from those China and every other places. But we don't have that. Thank you for making that point. So we are not ready. I really, you got it. Yeah. There's a reason. When I begin listen, when I begin look at all these things differently. Now, when I come America, so then I look at I use track and field as an example, right? There's a reason why the United States of America and Jamaica they run the world of track and field, for instance, and we who are supposed to be in a position to dominate track and field because of the raw. raw materials, black humans. We get them in abundance. But guess what? We Jamaica is just what? 2 million, 3 million population, right? Just like yeah, but just like Surulere. No be Lagos. But guess what? They dominate the world of track and field at the expense of Nigeria, 200 million people, America. Why? Because their secondary school track and field competition is the best in the world. Even as I speak to today, the champs, they call it champs, Jamaica inter-secondary school track and field competition is the best in the world. It's a festival on its own. The whole world, they pay attention when it's going on. Hence, so in other words, there is a pool that is well developed. Of course, you're bound to see one you say both Asavapo, Sharon, Aleph, all of them they swing out like that. Fast forward to America, waiting America get right when they dominate. The NCAA, the collegiate. How you want to represent America if you don't go through the collegiate system? Gone are the days when they pick person for street race. No. So the collegiate, I mean, NCAA up to today, in fact, people of the other sport is nothing. So they invested in a pool. That's why it's sunk in everybody that is every talent they all come these two places. So if we not develop, that's why we not get school competition at every stage, they. So now try and error with the do go, you get one person come and shine. So it doesn't matter how many you have. It's not just about the number, but how well developed is the numbers that you are, how prepared they are. Yeah, come. Wait, this guy, you don't start to. Wetin veggie do you now? Even you are to be your organic veggie industry will strive in motherland. You have the best guy. People will be fucking rich, man. Once they finally do that thing, the way they go to do it. Yeah, it go exactly. Now, my brother, now make I tell you when I learn from the Kenyans, the Ethiopians, where I follow stay. I live with them. We live in one flat, one apartment for like 2 years in Qatar. And when I go Kenya, you know the difference between them and us. Even though they no get like school well developed and all that, but there's no ego within the athlete. What do I mean? Shout out to Shehu Ogunkoya. I'll tell you why I say shout out to Shehu Ogunkoya. In Nigerian track and field, the pros are very few. Now the top 10 and then they go professional, now very few they get money. Right? I can categorically tell you in Nigeria for the past 20 years, the only person that believe made money from running is Blessing Okagbari. and that's why the whole world know. Now, in Kenya, if they get of course, there are multiple world champions, multiple Olympic champions. But if you come out for stadium in the morning where they train, you cannot differentiate who the world champion is, who just walk enter stadium to start running today, who start yesterday, who done dey there for X amount of years, we never even do anything. You know, fit tell. You know why? Because as a professional athlete who has succeeded in that level, when you sign Nike contract, Adidas, Puma, it comes with a lot. Let's say you sign with Nike, forget money, the kits they give you when you sign with Nike. Everything, their first shipment to you will come with at least nothing less than four pairs of everything. Of everything. From glasses to whatever, slipper. So it comes everything for travel bag, backpack, whatever it is. So what they do once they bring and come, they share with everybody. So when you see them, you go think say na everybody be professional. What that means, it encourage everybody. In Nigeria, if you come stadium, National Stadium Surulere, if you enter National Stadium Surulere, as you dey enter, instantly, you go know say that guy, that guy na world champion, that guy na pro. Everybody separated, everybody ego. The funniest thing is that all of us, when you first start, all of us they run things together. But God come bless you, don't go pro. Hey. So now you don't dey dress differently because they wear that like your hair that's different. So that ego there, so there's no cooperation. Hence, more people no go. So there's so much that is, if you listen to the way we they behave, you understand that. I don't know. Even for abroad, the way we relate to each other is nothing to write home about. We cannot come together and build something. We come together to compete against each other, to show off, but not to build. So you see so hence you see why Kenya, you see now the only country where their contracts with Nike, now America get Nike, but the US track and field, they are having the same contract with Kenya track and field. When we go All African Championship 2010 for Kenya, we they share our old kits within ourselves to go compete for Nigeria. Some people know who get the one way I get years before now I carry. Whereas the Kenyans, we were the same hotel, their luggage don't come. Guess what? Everything two. Two running vests, two running pad, two joggers, two trapping bag. Like just that alone, it kill your morale. Now, why I say shout out to Shehu Ogunkoya? When Shehu Ogunkoya was at top of his game in the 90s, as I was told, if you enter Surulere, not just inside the stadium, even Shita, that is the neighborhood of Surulere, everybody they wear fila. I feel like the kid at that time. That's how generous the guy was. Shehu Ogunkoya. So all these things, it is beyond just because of the population they there. So the cost production advantage, the competitive advantage. No. If those people are not prepared for the tax, we will back home. So our leaders, they encourage us to jackpot. They carry their family go poop abroad. So they don't give a fuck about how they are going to be factory. Because if they care, they will prepare us. They will not encourage us to go. Instead, they will prepare us and ask those companies to come. We have it. We have the resources. We have everything. Just for us to work together as human. That's what we are lacking. Instead, there's Imugu Japa. So it's like when Obi they shout, right? People don't say I don't trust. When they shout production from consumption to production, right? But who is going to do that production? Oh, there's Arable land in the north. How many youth, how many people are you literally educating in the modern way of farming? Forget about giving them money. I mean, now when you get power, you go bring foreign companies to come and do farming. May they also bring their workers come. Oh, I forgot. Elon Musk they develop robots that can farm like human. We are fucked. As a Shina Mark and talk am. As I don't make noise reach for today. For this morning. Obes, I was receiving a call. So, Ovie, you need to go pay your tithe to Dr. Damage for his suggestion for waiting for a new vendor. I don't understand. What do you mean? What do you mean? What's the new when you suggest? Hmm? Yes. What the heck? Oh, guys. Think I need to go. So let me take care of this deal. It's still early here, like 10 a.m. in the morning. So I will be back possibly later in the day. Until that time, Mark, thank you. George, everyone who we will be watching later, like, share, subscribe.